Yeah, I'll start with you guys brought in a recruiting Ty Hudson, legend. Talk about some of those guys and what you kind of expect out of them this season.
Well, obviously, we've got two sitting out. Our two transfers are
Right.
sitting out there. We expect a lot. They've been really good in practice. Ty Hudson is what we thought he was. He's a version of Rod Hall, I would say, right now as a freshman. A tough, hard-nosed kid he defends well, and he's just a winner. He's just an all-around winner. Legend is a little raw right now, but he's a 7 feet. Really athletic, very, very athletic. Maybe has a 40-inch vertical. I don't know if we've measured it yet. Block shots, rebounds, but he has to get a better feel of how to play right now. So he'll play some, but a little bit limited right now.
How much different is the point guard position going to look this year without Rod, who was maybe a little bit of an unconventional point guard in some ways?
Yeah, I think the point guard position, we'll use Avery Holmes and probably a little bit of Jordan Roper. And we're even talking about using Dante Grantham over there just a little bit. You know, it'll be more scoring, I think, from the point guard position. Avery Holmes can really shoot the ball. Roper obviously can score. So it'll be more shots. I think, Rod took about 7 or 8 shots when he had to, and it was all downhill, attacking the rim. These guys are more shooters. Avery's going to shoot the ball a little bit more. And so I think people will have to guard him. They'll have to go over ball screens, things like that. Won't be as much attacking the rim from that spot, but I think I think you'll like it. I think we'll like it.
A little bit more dynamic, maybe at the point guard position, so fair to say, offensively at least, because Rod seems like such a grinded out, hard nosed.
Yeah, exactly. A little bit more dynamic scoring. But I would say this too. Avery Holmes is a pretty good defender. He's a tough, competitive kid. Probably won't be as good as Rod is with all the experience that Rod had, but he does do a good job on the ball and defending the ball as well.
What is it that Avery can bring from a ball handling, attack and pressure standpoint?
Well, obviously, he's played the point guard position before, coming out from San Francisco. He handles the ball. He handles pressure pretty well. He sat out last year, so he knows most of what we're doing and what we're trying to do offensively. He has a pretty good feel of how to score, when to get his shot off. I think he'll do a very good job at that and running the team this year. He's been good so far. Yesterday in the scrimmage, he didn't make a lot of shots, but he still ran his team very well. So even as he's not making shots, he does a good job of that.
How key is it that you guys seem to have more of a nucleus back finally this year, where some of the other teams are bringing in and losing the Jabari Parkers in 1 year? You guys now have the Blossom Games and other guys that have been around in the program for several years now.
Well, I think, first of all, you can see the biggest difference when we go orange versus purple in scrimmages and in practice. And you're exactly right. We do have the main nucleus of our team back. All those guys play heavy minutes, having Jerron back, who's our leading scorer, Dante Grantham, who was basically a double-digit scorer most of the season. Landry Noko is back. Josh Smith played good minutes last year, City. So I think all those guys will be very good. Even Jordan Roper coming back. So having those guys back and just knowing what they're doing, I think coach is finally getting to where he feels really good about what we're running with these guys, because they know the offense. It's very little teaching the offense with these guys. We're teaching the new guys offense. It's more just fine-tuning and cleaning up stuff with those guys.
What was the biggest thing you took away from yesterday's scrimmage? Just, I guess, general thoughts from that.
Well, the biggest thing, it's funny, is it probably goes along the lines of that question that I just answered. Just having those guys back and those guys knowing what was going on. It was a lot less teaching and talking about cutting and making this move and this read. It was more about just cleaning up some stuff. And I think once we fine-tune it, I think we're going to be okay. I think we're going to be okay this year.
Any individuals that really stood out to you?
Well, Jerron Blossomgame has been having a good summer. He's had a good fall, and obviously, we let him sit the last couple minutes, and he'd already had 24 points, and he did a great job. Got a rebound a little bit better. Grantham did about what we thought he would do. He had a couple threes that went in and out, but I think he still finished with 15, 16 points as well. So I think those guys, and when you add Landry Noko into that, because I'm sure you guys heard about the tragedy with Landry, he actually didn't participate yesterday, and so we like our team from that standpoint. I think just having guys that can score. Maybe you guys lay off us a little bit about scoring the ball.
We know the jump that KJ made. They're different players, but can Jerron make that same kind of a jump?
I think he definitely can. I think he's Jerron's biggest asset, and I stayed on top of him. Actually, we just met the other day, and I told him the one thing that he's done that's got him to his point is his work ethic, and he shows up and he works every day. Yesterday, it was a scrimmage, but as soon as we got to the arena, he didn't even walk into the locker room. He was already dressed, ready to go. He snatched off his sweats, changed his sneakers, ran right onto the court, started going through his pregame routine, and I think he can make that same jump. They're a little bit different, but I think he'll make the jump offensively.
Speaking of the arena, what's it going to be like playing away from campus at the Well this year? You've obviously been over there now a couple of times.
Well, actually, yesterday was our first time playing over there. We're going to have to, do the best we can. We're making it a home environment. We like the setup over there. Everybody's saying we're going to get good fan support being in Greenville. There'll be a lot more Greenville people that don't have to make the drive that'll come out and support us. So I think we'll be fine. The logistics of it, I think we've got that figured out, how we're going to handle that part of it. And our kids, they know it's going to be a little bit of a challenge, but I think they're up for it. They're excited about the season because we got a chance to have a decent team. So we won't let where we're playing necessarily dictate how we play, so to speak.
What happened to Landry?
Landry Noko's father, biological father, back home in Cameroon, passed away on Monday. And it was, from what I'm told, it was kind of all of a sudden, and he just got a call in the middle of the night, late Sunday night, 4 in the morning, Monday morning, and they told him the news, and so he's been kind of shaken up a good bit.
Is he going back?
We're trying to work on that right now. We're trying to communicate with the people back in Cameroon and just seeing when they're going to make the arrangements and what's going on that from that standpoint. And we're going to do everything that we can to get him back there so he can be there with his family for a few days.
How close was he to his father?
It was his biological. They were very close. His biological father, so they were pretty close. Pretty close. Obviously he hadn't been home. He's been living in the States for the past couple of years. So, but they had a great relationship, and his host family that's here in the States has been up here to see about him, and we've just been kind of trying to give him some space and allowing him to grieve a little bit. And like I said, again, we're gonna try to help him get back and do everything we can on our end to get through it. So.
Basketball-wise, where do you want to see Landry grow this senior year?
Rebounding the ball. I think, as post guys, a lot of guys, they worry about getting touches and catches and scoring. And I think if you do a better job of rebounding the ball, you'll get some of those putbacks and you'll get more touches. That helps energize you. It helps energize the team. One of the things that I've talked to Landry about is we're keeping a stat with him this year. I am, and we're talking about one rebound every 3 minutes. It doesn't seem like a lot, but when you add that up through the course of a game, that's a double-digit rebounder. So I think he's actually doing it. We started the season, he was at 0.8, something like that in practices, and I think he's up over 1.2 now. So that's just one of the things that we're going to try to drive home, is just becoming a better rebounder.
Is a mean streak something that can be developed as he gets older or more experience?
I don't know. I think that's one of those things where we've got good kids, and Landry's a good kid. I don't know if he has that mean streak in him that you can kind of fester. I don't know, but he is a competitor, and he is a winner, and he's trying every day. So he competes pretty hard. So.
Jordan Roper's a guy who's a senior. Do you expect him to take on a leadership role with the team this year?
Yeah, we do, and he actually has. He's done a great job of, trying to organize guys for pickup and free play and things like that. He's worked a lot with the media and doing vines and things for the team, but we do expect him to take a little bit more leadership this year, and he actually has done some of that.
Are there any other guys on the team who have stood out in terms of stepping up?
Obviously, we're harping on this a little bit, but Blossomgame, you know, you're gonna hear that name a lot. He's actually, you know, done a great, unbelievable job of just not always talking about it. You know, you say don't talk about it, be about it, but he's done a great job of leading by example. He's in the gym. He's the first one in the gym. He's the last one to leave. He's in the gym at night getting up shots. He's bringing guys with him to get up shots. He's doing an outstanding job. Doing an outstanding job.
How important the roles of Marquise and Shelton to this year's team, even though they're not eligible? How big a role will they play in helping you guys get ready every week in practice?
Well, that's actually a very good question. We talked about that yesterday after the scrimmage that we had over there in Greenville. Those guys are going to be very key because they're very good players. Those guys are very good players. And for our guys to have to compete against guys at that level every day is going to help us. Like guarding ball screens with Shelton Mitchell coming off ball screens, you've got to do a great job guarding ball screens or he's going to pick you apart. So that helps our team in that aspect. Guard Marquise, just trying to keep him out of the lane, keep him from scoring, that helps our guys defensively. Dante Grantham trying to guard him, you know, he'll learn how to stop a pretty good offensive player. So those guys will be very, very key. You know, maybe I don't have to run around as much on the scout team. We got better players now that can do that. So
How do you handle keeping them motivated every day, knowing that you're not going to see any fruits of their labor right away?
those guys have been great so far. You know, that's something that we got to keep an eye on, is just keeping those guys motivated to practice every day, especially once we get into games. I think we just talk to them. They want to be good players. They want the team to be good. And I think as long as they continue to buy into the team and the team being good, I think they'll stay motivated to help us. Good.
You got any questions, bro?